Hello, welcome to English 101. My name is Eunha Jung, and I have a PhD in linguistics, and I will be your instructor this quarter. My name is a little tricky to pronounce. It's because sound in my first name, Eunha, does not exist in English. The last name is not a problem, it's just Jung. You can do that, right? But Eunha, okay, the easiest way to remember to say it correctly is if you can imagine yourself being punched in the stomach. You'd probably make a noise like something like That's the sound, So you combine to that n and ha, and you end up with unha jang. So I know you're laughing your head off now because a class that's potentially a pain in the neck is going to be a pain in the gut as well, right? We'll see about that, okay? Oh, English. What am I doing taking an online English class? I should be out surfing, right? And your idea of an English class is something like this. You can raise your hand if you want to. But, does it have to be that way? There seems to be two schools of thought in terms of how learning can be achieved. And the first school is those who believe that learning can only be done through pain. The second school, which I belong to, seems to think that learning can be done while being engaged and having fun. I think your fun or your heart, your head need to be synchronized for you to truly learn something. So let's ask yourself this question. Am I ready for an online class? Online classes are nothing like any of the on-ground classes you have taken. First of all, you need serious self-discipline. Okay, I can see some people dropping out already, right? And you also need very serious motivation to succeed. Technology, of course, is very important. You will need, let's go back there. High-speed internet, a thumb drive, preferably so that you can save everything. Microsoft Office or a free program called OpenOffice, which is quite compatible with Microsoft Office, and a backup computer, because a computer will break down. Okay, it's not a matter of if, it is a matter of when, and you've probably seen the dreaded blue screen. So save everything and make sure that you have access to a backup computer, even if it's in your parents' basement. And time also is very, very, very important because a lot of people think one can hold down a full-time job, raise 3 children, and write a novel, and then also take an online class. It doesn't work like that, okay? I don't believe you are superhumans. So be realistic about how much time you can devote to this class. You'll need about 2 hours a day, okay? Do you have that kind of time without losing serious amount of sleep? Another thing that's important is the support system. It can mean financial support, but also very importantly, it can also mean emotional, social support. Like, is your family in support of you pursuing this degree or a class? Or do you have a husband who watches the kids while you do your homework, or vice versa? Also, you need at least some basic computing skills. If you don't have those skills, have somebody handy who can help you, or you can sign up for an online or on-ground basic computer class. Don't die on me. Okay, the textbook. Okay. The textbook we'll be using is called The Curious Writer. Make sure you get the concise edition. Okay, there are different editions, and books are very confusing that way. It's also the third edition, and it's written by Bruce Ballinger. And Bruce and I do a tag team working on you. And the reason that it's called the curious writer is because without the curiosity, you cannot learn anything. I know you once were a very curious child when you drove your mother crazy with questions about everything. But somehow through this ironically, the schooling, you've kind of lost that child. The child might be buried in some dark corner um, in your bedroom or someplace like that, or in a schoolyard or someplace. You need to revive that child and start with curiosity, okay? When you choose topics that intrigue you, not choose those that you already know so much about. Curiosity is the key word here, okay? Canvas. Okay, that's the online platform we will be using for this class. Toshiba, go away. Okay, and Canvas is the program or platform, if you will, and the website address is olympic.instructure.com. And once you go in there, you'll be confronted with this page, which is a login page. And if you look at the bottom of this page, you'll get basic instructions as to how to sign in the first time. And after that, you can please do save the password, okay? I have this image of myself, I don't know, at the gate of heaven or someplace like that after I die. And the gatekeeper will say, "What's your password?" And I'd go, "Oh no, I don't remember. Can I go back? Can I go back? It's on my desk somewhere." And I will be, they'll probably say, "No, you can't go back. I'll be, in the purgatory or some equivalent of that for a long time." So write down your password. And once you sign in and pick under courses this English class, then you will see the modules. The main page of this class consists of course modules. And you'll see course resources module, which you should read right immediately. And also after that, each week has its own module. Okay, so each week, as you can see here, week 1 to-do list, and then these other things, let's get to know one another, and the other, those are discussions that you need to participate in, and then necessary tools for English. So each week, start with the to-do list and you'll be fine. So what to expect in this class? Okay, you're going to be writing 3 major papers, 2 minor papers, 3 quizzes, discussions, and a journal. Okay, in terms of papers, you'll be writing 3 papers in 3 different genres because I want you to be exposed to a variety of writing styles that are required in the academic setting you'll be entering. The first one is a personal essay, and the second one is going to be a review, and the third one, a major research paper, is going to be a proposal. Goody, huh? And all these 3 papers will be put together into a portfolio. When you hear the term portfolio, what comes to mind? You've probably watched the TV show called America's Next Top Model, where models carry around, as they go see their future employers, they show a mini book containing their best photos. Artists do the same thing, musicians do the same thing these days. A lot of people carry portfolios. So you can think of it as a mini book that features your best writing. Okay? So you can think of another way to think of it is this is the product of your labor. Okay? And then mini papers. Well, the first one is really not a paper because it's a very short by nature. Anecdotes are all short. A literacy anecdote, which is a story, a vignette, if you will, that captures how your literacy has developed. I can get into more detail about that later. And then the second mini paper is going to be a reaction paper about either the movie Blood Diamond or The Whistleblower. This is the Blood Diamond movie with DiCaprio and The Whistleblower. How to ace this online class. log in regularly. So once a day. Before you go onto Facebook, just make it a point of logging into your Canvas page. Do not procrastinate. Do not procrastinate. Do not procrastinate. Okay? Did I say do not procrastinate? And also participate, okay? Stay active and complete all the assignments in a timely manner. But more than anything else, you should enjoy this experience, okay? But it sounds like a lot of work. And as a result of this, what will I get out of this? You might ask. Okay, you're going to develop your academic writing skills, academic reading skills as well, because reading and writing are so closely related, research skills, and computing skills. Then you'll be ready for any class you're going to sign up for in the future, and you're also going to be ready for workplace writing. How exciting is that? So we might not be out surfing, but we can be surfing on the web and enjoy the experience. Welcome.